Considering a move to Mesa, Arizona? As the second largest city in the state, 35th largest city in the country, covering over 138 square miles, and with over 500,000 residents, Mesa offers a wide range of neighborhoods, amenities, and lifestyles. But like any city, it comes with its own set of pros and cons. Today, we're going to be looking at what makes Mesa unique, highlighting specific communities like Dobson Ranch, Eastmark, and Las Sendas, and discussing factors like accessibility, natural attractions, and housing options. And we're going to get started right now. If this is your first time on the channel and you want to know everything about living in Mesa, Scottsdale, or anywhere greater Metro Phoenix, then be sure to subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so that you can be the first to know about everything going on with the current market in Mesa, Scottsdale, and Greater Phoenix. My name is Julie Allen with Relocate to Scottsdale AZ. We get calls every day from people just like you, so whether you're moving in 9 days or 9 months, feel free to reach out as all of our contact information is in the description box below. We will be happy to help you make a smooth move to Phoenix. So first, let's talk about the pros. Number one for Mesa is the abundance of diverse neighborhoods. Mesa encompasses a huge variety of neighborhoods covering a big, expansive area, each with its own distinct character and amenities. When it comes to housing, Mesa has something for everyone, from modest manufactured homes to condos, townhomes, single-family homes, 55-plus communities, gated communities, sprawling estates, and pretty much anything in between. So let's look at a few popular communities. We've got Dobson Ranch, Eastmark, and Las Sendas. But let's start with Dobson Ranch. Established in the 1970s, Dobson Ranch is a well-established master plan community. It's in southwest Mesa, really close to Tempe, pretty much on the border. Offers a mix of single-family homes, condos, and townhomes. And residents can enjoy amenities like parks, swimming pools, tennis courts, walking paths, and I think there's some playgrounds, boating. There's a lot going on over in Dobson Ranch. The community has a very active HOA, which organizes events and maintains the area's appeal. And while this is an HOA community, short-term rentals have been allowed, at least in the past. So if this is something that might be important to you, either because you'd like to operate a short-term rental, or if it's the opposite and you want to totally steer clear of them, this is something that you want to pay attention to. Next up, we have Eastmark. Eastmark is located in southeast Mesa, clear across town, opposite side of Dobson Ranch. It's a newer master plan community. I've been watching this community grow since pretty early on in my career. And I have a lot of people asking me for this neighborhood by name, especially if they're moving from out of state. So this community emphasizes community engagement and includes amenities like the Eastmark Great Park, a community center, and a splash pad for families. And then some other amenities you might not know about, like underground walking paths which limit traffic and make for a safer environment, and also a catch and release pond. The neighborhood features a range of housing options from single-family homes to modern townhomes, and some 55-plus sections as well, catering to a pretty diverse demographic. And this is one of the few neighborhoods in Mesa where you can still buy new construction. There's resale as well, of course, but there are quite a few builders still building in Eastmark. And price ranges in Eastmark somewhere in the low 4s up to the mid 7s, maybe a little bit higher than that. So there is a lot of variety over there. Next up, we have Las Sendas, which is situated in northeast Mesa, so just a little bit further north than Eastmark. And if we were to draw a triangle, you'd have Dobson Ranch over here towards the west, and then you'd have Eastmark and Las Sendas to the north. Las Sendas is a premier master plan community renowned for its natural desert beauty. More than 3,400 homes, residents have access to pools, pickleball courts, parks, and also a pretty extensive trail system. It's also home to the Las Sendas Golf Club, so if you're a golfer, this might be a place that you want to pay some special attention to. You've got a challenging course set against the mountains, and in our real estate business, we've had a couple of clients who've bought and sold a Las Sendas after relocating from out of state. And once they moved there, they have no intention of moving anywhere else in the valley. They have just strictly wanted to stay not only in Mesa, but specifically in Las Sendas. And some things that they've told us is they love the neighborhood, their kids love the school, they love the views, they love the nature. You might see some desert animals every now and then in the neighborhood. This is definitely an upscale neighborhood in Mesa. You've got several smaller neighborhoods and little kind of little pockets of the subdivision, and price points range from the 700s all the way to the multi-million-dollar homes in sections like Copper Canyon and Hidden Canyon at Los Angeles. So whether you're seeking a family-friendly environment, luxury living, a tight-knit community, 55-plus community, lock and leave community, you have got a whole wide range of neighborhoods that cater to different preferences. Mesa is pretty massive, so the plan is to be doing some more videos on other areas in the future. So let me know, what other neighborhoods would you like to know about? Let me know in the comments if you have a specific neighborhood in mind. The second pro that we want to discuss about Mesa is its accessibility and proximity to major cities. Mesa is strategically located within the Phoenix metro area and has excellent connectivity to other neighboring cities and destinations. So why is that? That starts with the freeway system. So Mesa is crisscrossed by several major freeways and highways, including the 60, or the Superstition Freeway, which runs east and west and provides direct access to Tempe and Phoenix to the west, and Apache Junction to the east. Next, we've got the 101, or the Price Freeway, and borders Mesa to the west, and it facilitates north-south travel, connects you to cities like Chandler in the south, Scottsdale in the north, and if you kept going in either direction, you would make your way all around the greater Phoenix metro throughout Maricopa County. And next, we've got the Loop 202, or the Red Mountain and Santan freeways, and this completely encircles Mesa and connects you to Gilbert, Queen Creek, other parts of the valley. And then last but not least, we have got Route 87, or the Beeline Highway. Not many people may use this. It's a pretty low traffic freeway, or at least it has been every time that I've used it. It's on the very edge of Mesa, on the far east side of town, and it runs through Red Mountain Ranch and towards Los Angeles. Like I said, it's a pretty low traffic route, and it also will stop in Fountain Hills and makes for a beeline, pun intended, up to Payson and some high country like Pine, Show Low, and other parts of Arizona, like a few hours north, just to get away from the heat in the summer. So it's a nice option. As far as its proximity to Phoenix and the surrounding cities, Mesa is about 20 miles east of downtown Phoenix, depending on where you are in Mesa, and makes it just a really nice option for commuters. It's also close to Tempe, Chandler, and Gilbert, which border it all around, and gives you plenty of access to employment opportunities, shopping centers, and entertainment venues. So when you're living in Mesa, you're really never far from anything. You've got the major freeways at your doorstep, and neighboring cities are just a short drive away. Number 3 in Mesa is an abundance of natural attractions and outdoor activities. So a lot of people might have the misconception that Mesa is flat. It actually has quite a bit of varied landscape and is great for the nature enthusiasts, whether that's you or family members or those visiting you. One of the first outdoor amenities is the Superstition Mountains, located to the east of Mesa. It's a pretty rugged terrain for hiking, rock climbing, and exploring, and you've got trails like the Treasure Loop Trail, which make for some really great desert views and some beautiful sunrises and sunsets. Next up, we've got the Salt River, which is a great spot for kayaking, tubing, and fishing. And in the summer months, you can tube down the river, pretty good pastime of both locals and visitors. And while it's an all ages attraction, you're definitely going to see some people doing some daytime partying. So floating down the river, you just want to make sure that you are staying hydrated and that you are wearing a lot of sunscreen. The summer heat is no joke, especially if you're going to be floating on the river all day. So just keep that in mind. It's pretty powerful. And then last but not least, as far as natural attractions, we've got the Ushiri Mountain Regional Park. So northeast of Mesa, and this has got 29 miles of trails for hiking, mountain biking, horseback riding. The Wind Cave Trail is pretty popular and leads hikers to a cave with panoramic views of the valley. So with mountains, rivers, parks at your doorstep, Mesa has got definitely a ton of opportunities for outdoor adventurers. You really don't have to go very far. Next up, another pro are the recreational amenities in Mesa. It's got a rich cultural scene with a lot of amenities to cater to a bunch of different interests. So that includes the Mesa Art Center, which is the largest comprehensive arts campus in Arizona. You've got theaters, art galleries, studios, and you can go see performances from theater and dance to concerts and art exhibitions. Next up, you've got the Arizona Museum of Natural History, family-friendly museum in downtown Mesa. And besides what you would expect for natural history, you've also got ancient Native American cultures, and even a walk-in gold mine replica. So great for families and worth checking out if you're visiting. And then, of course, who doesn't love shopping? We've got the Mesa Riverview and Tempe Marketplace. Tempe Marketplace technically in Tempe, but right there along the border of Mesa. So if shopping and entertainment are your thing, these are two excellent options. Mesa Riverview offers a mix of retail stores, restaurants, and entertainment venues. You've got the theaters, and I know I always pass the Bass Pro Shops when I'm driving through the area. I don't go in, but I see it. And then you've got Tempe Marketplace, which has just a big outdoor mall experience with live music fountains and more dining and shopping options, because we need those here. So let's talk about the cons of living in Mesa. You've got the large size and sprawling layout, which I know is a pro because you've got tons of different amenities, but also when it comes to accessibility or sprawling neighborhoods, it can be a con when it comes to your commuting time. So that's something that we can talk about. Just the sheer size of Mesa. You've got 138 square miles. Mesa is larger than Atlanta, than Minneapolis, than Miami, which if you've ever visited or lived in one of those cities, then you know just how big it really is. With a city this size, you've certainly got a lot of variety, but you're absolutely going to be living in your car if you need to commute quite a bit. So that's just something to keep in mind. Just the sprawling neighborhoods and accessibility can be a little bit challenging. Now, you do have the freeways that connect you pretty readily, but you may still feel it during rush hour. If you prefer a city that's a little bit more compact, maybe walkable, maybe Mesa it could be a little bit overwhelming depending on what your expectations are. Another con, and you may have heard these before on some previous videos, but it stands to be repeated, is hot summers and also the urban heat island effect. So Mesa experiences the same extreme summer temperatures as the rest of the valley. We get over 110. We sometimes get to 120, but rarely. And in larger urban areas, it can feel hotter than that because the concrete and asphalt just tends to retain the heat and makes it a little bit slower cooling in the evening. But on the plus side, we are a city that loves its air conditioning, and if you're looking to get away to somewhere to cool off and still enjoy the outdoors, you've got Saguaro Lake, you've got the Salt River, and then you can also take day trips to either Payson, which you can just shoot up that Beeline Highway, or you can go towards Flagstaff to be able to escape from the heat, which is what a lot of us do here in Phoenix during the summer. Another con about living in Mesa is that you do have quite a few HOA communities. This is also going to be a common thread of just the Phoenix Metro overall. Almost every newer neighborhood in Phoenix, Mesa or otherwise, is going to be governed by an HOA. And while they provide some amenities and services and enforce the neighborhood standards, it also comes with some monthly fees and some strict regulations, and also the luck of the draw of who is your neighbor. If you tend to maybe ignore some of those HOA rules or leave your trash can out from time to time, or you have the guy coming around and, measuring your grass. So I could do a video just on HOAs and just see what are the best and worst things about HOAs. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I might do that. So you've got Eastmark as an example, was one of the communities we discussed, and they have fees ranging somewhere, I think they're in the mid hundreds, or might be a little bit higher right now. But that covers your parks, your pools, community events, and then you also have communities like Dobson Ranch and Las Sendas, which also are HOA communities. Now, on the other hand, you've got older parts of Mesa, particularly along that central corridor along the 60, and can offer more freedom because they are not managed by an HOA, but you've got the trade-off is that you're going to be missing the amenities, and that you may not have all of the homes adhering to a certain neighborhood standard. And that's going to be true for any community without an HOA. So more freedom, but you have to kind of trust what's going on in the neighborhood, and you kind of have to let some amenities go. Related to an earlier point is limited public transit options. So you should be expecting to be commuting pretty frequently in your car if you need to. We've got limited transit options, even though being such a huge city, we just don't have that kind of infrastructure. Now, there are some options like the Valley Metro buses and the light rail, which connects downtown Mesa to Phoenix and Tempe. It's the only, to my knowledge, it's the only line that we have right now. So it just kind of goes back and forth along that route. If you are looking to get around, or you expect a kind of robust public transit system, this could be an adjustment for you if you're coming from a bigger city like Chicago or Atlanta. I'm trying to think of some other places, New York, Philly, Boston. And then our last con for Mesa for now are limited nightlife options. So that might sound a little bit counterintuitive. Mesa is family friendly, and we talked about a ton of events and amenities to enjoy. There are some seasonal events as well, and there's theaters and a lot of things that you could do. But as far as expecting the type of vibrant nightlife that you might see in a place like in Scottsdale or downtown Phoenix, you just might not get it in Mesa. But that being said, you'll find local breweries, restaurants with live music, and you'll find some options, but they just might be a little bit more limited. So if you're looking for a more bustling nightlife scene, you maybe want to head to Tempe or Scottsdale, which is 20 or 30 minutes depending on where you live in Mesa. And this could be a deal breaker for someone who wants to be right in the scene of everything all the time. But if you're open to just exploring your own neighborhood and maybe go towards the cities occasionally, this could still be an option, and you're not too far from other downtowns, including downtown Mesa, downtown Chandler, so something to keep in mind. So let me know what you think. Do the pros outweigh the cons? Is there something about Mesa that I missed that you'd like covered in another video? And drop us a like or comment below and let us know what else you are wanting to learn about Mesa, Arizona, or what your favorite part of this video was.